Sebastian, Jan de Klerk, chat to us firstly, I'm sure you've been asked a lot, but chat to us firstly about having moved from, playing Currie Cup and that, and now playing URC, and this weekend potentially playing in Europe's biggest stage.
Yeah, no, it's been, I've enjoyed the transition. It's obviously a bit different. The game is faster, playing against internationals every weekend. So you really get a chance to compare yourself to the best. And I think it just helps you to lift your game automatically. And it gives you a lot of time to reflect on things where you thought you were good enough and now see you're not really on par yet. So I enjoy that aspect a lot of this, from the move to the Bulls.
So what aspects of your games have you been challenged the most in?
I think because I've been injured for 8 months prior to the competition, I think my decision making, it's a lot faster. I think there's a lot more kicking games, so contestable high balls, especially when we are kicking a contestable and chasing. I think that's one of the biggest aspects, I'd say, is decision making, and that high ball contest. That's a lot more relevant in the European competitions than it was in the Currie Cup, obviously. So I think for sure that.
Yeah. Obviously, when you start off, you touched on the fact that you're now playing against a lot of internationals, but you also got World Cup winners in your own team. How much do you learn from them? What do you talk to us about the exchanges between you and the Springboks?
Yeah, no, it's wonderful having so much Springboks. I mean, not even just the current guys, but the guys that have played Springboks in the past. But especially with the World Cup winners coming back, someone like Bulle, even Kainen and Kurtley, really learning a lot from them. Especially, obviously, it's always nice getting an insight into how they did things at the box and just their thoughts on different questions and scenarios I've found myself in, and like hearing what their thought process is going into things. So I enjoy it a lot. I think it's lucky to see how they conduct themselves as well on the field and off the field. And yeah, it's wonderful. Like you want to be at a union where there is Springboks and where there's competition and where there's guys constantly pushing one another and learning from one another.
Finally, from you touched on Billy. What are the things that he does? We obviously all see what he does in games, and so that's well documented. But at training or in the training or the boardroom sessions, team sessions, what are the things that he does that helps the team players around him?
I think just this experience and the way he looks at the game is. He's a very smart rugby player, and he just gives you so much info on the field. I remember that first week training with him. It felt like I've trained with him 100 times just because of how good and clear he communicates. I mean, you can imagine playing almost 100 test caps, that the situations he's been in so many times, and he knows what's going to happen if he does this and if I do that. So I think he helps the team in that aspect a lot and contributes to a lot of the small things which I think someone that isn't as experienced might miss or something like that, if that makes sense. So yeah, just scenarios. He's seen all the scenarios, so he knows how to prep you as an individual. I think he helps the coaches a lot as well. I think it just made our team a lot stronger.
Thank you.
Sure.
Right, cool. Happy, Jan? Ashfaq?
Thanks, Lunga. Hallo Sebastian, hoe gaan dit daar?
Nee, baie dankie self.
Lekker man, lekker. Ja, dis nou 'n groot wedstryd hierdie naweek, Saracens. Dis een van die 6 spanne in Europa en baie toetsspelers ook. Wat verwag jy van hulle?
Ja, nee, kyk, ons prep al heel week. Ek meen Saracens, soos wat jy nou net gesê het, dit klomp internasionale spelers. Hulle is wêreldklas. Ek dink dit gaan 'n absolute fight wees. Ons gaan elke punt wat ons kry, gaan ons moet verwerk, maar ek dink dieselfde hulle ook. Ek dink ons het net so 'n goeie span, goeie individue, en ek dink ons staan 'n goeie kans om hulle te wen, maar dit gaan 'n baie goeie challenge wees vir ons ook om onsself te meet met die bestes daar buite.
En die confidence moet seker hoog wees by julle nie, want hierdie seisoen, ek weet jy was nie nog voorheen daar nie, maar miskien aan die begin het die Bulls gesukkel in die begin van die seisoen, maar hierdie keer nou 'n paar goeie wenne gehad en soos jy nou sê, 'n paar Springbokke terug en net daai confidence deur die span.
Ja, nee, definitief. Daar's baie. Ek dink die Global Unie is op 'n goeie plek, conference gewys. Ek dink ook is lekker dat ons conference kan hê en almal, ons het 'n baie sterk squad en veral oor ons nou wen, die ouens doen goed. Ek dink almal koop regtig in by die plan en almal sit hulle self tweede sodat die span sal succeed en ek dink as die span plekke gaan, sal die spelers ook plekke gaan en ek dink dis lekker, dis regtig lekker om deel te wees van so 'n groep. Die Springbokke wat teruggekom het, bring definitief 'n ander energie en 'n conference. Ek meen dis lekker om wenners in jou span te hê en ek dink hulle het ook 'n groot rede vir hoekom ons so goed doen.
Jy het nog gepraat van Willie, maar Kathleen Kuynen, het jy probeer daar om hulle te hardloop in oefeninge?
Nee, ek het nou nog nie probeer om hulle te hardloop nie, nog nie die geleentheid gekry nie, maar ek dink ons almal sal maar nog mekaar bietjie uittoets en try om mekaar hardloop, maar nee, yes, hulle is top ouens en dis lekker om saam hulle te oefen, teen hulle te oefen. Ek geniet dit verskriklik baie.
En wat voel jy persoonlik kan jy nog verbeter? Jy gepraat nou van die kicking game vroeër, maar net in terme van jou tegniese aspekte?
Ja, soos ek gesê het, ek dink om beter besluite te maak op attack en defense, om beter reads te maak, om dalk bietjie meer druk op my oppositie te sit, om bietjie meer in spasie in te werk, my hande bietjie meer op die bal te kry, werk van die bal af te soek, dink ek is my 'n groot ding waarop ek fokus en om net nie goed te force nie, om in goeie posisies te kom, die ouens om my te vertrou en die stelsel te vertrou, maar ja, tegnies ek dink soos ek gesê het, die hoë balle, die kicking game, om dit beter te verstaan, en ja, soos ek gesê het, net bietjie skerper te wees oor die algemeen op attack en defense, sal ek sê is daar definitief goed waarna ek nog kan werk en kan verbeter.
En net in terme van die kompetisie in die span, jy het al baie gepraat van hierdie seisoen, wil hy meer spelers meer speelkans kry. Hulle sal meer speelkans kry, waarin miskien vorige seisoene het hy miskien 'n paar ons te veel gespeel die hele tyd. Dit moet seker ook vir julle goed laat voor spelers om te weet julle sal julle kans kry.
Ja, nee, natuurlik, ek dink dit is die plan wat die Bulle gehad het om 'n sterk squad te speel te kry dat ons naweek in en uit kan wen, al roteer jou spelers. En ek dink ons kan dit baie sien in die manier hoe ons oefen elke week in verskillende kombinasies en ek dink ons gaan die vrugte daarvan pluk. So nee, ek dink dit gee jou baie confidence ook om te weet. Ek dink dit is goed vir die hele squad se gemoed ook, want as jy net heeltyd oefen en jy speel nie, raak 'n mens maar frustreerd want jy werk net so hard en jy soek dit net so graag soos die ander ou. Maar ek dink die squad is op 'n goeie plek waar ons dit actually kan doen en nog steeds baie kompeterend wees en ek dink die kompetisie is van so 'n aard dat almal glo hulle moet in daai starting 15 wees. Ons kan dit nou noem die beste ouens wat op vorm is en ek dink dis 'n great plek om te wees en ek dink mense kan dit net as 'n positief sien. Want daar's nie 'n negatiewe kompetisie nie. Ek dink almal probeer net die beste wees wat hulle kan wees en nie noodwendig beter as die ou bo hulle of langs hulle te wees nie, wat ek dink great is.